We are here. So let me put my earbuds in and let's talk. Oh, look at that. She's giving herself a little spritz. I love it. I love it. What's in your spritz, Dani?
Rose water.
Rose water. All right. A little sacramental spritz.
Exactly. I love all the cats.
They're my posse. They're my pussy posse.
Yes. Yay for the pussy posse.
That's right. I felt like today we need a little extra power. Wow. That was a real wake up call to find out that I've been blocked from live streaming on YouTube.
What? Why?
Yeah. Well, I told the story at the beginning of the show. So you know Tracy, right? Tracy?
No.
She died about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Anyway, her husband has gone on this rampage, and anybody who's used her likeness or image talking about her in an interview, he's gone to every single social media post, social media outlet, and basically said that he owns her likeness and image. And as a result of that, I violated that. So I should actually fight that. Yeah. Because apparently he has no case really. So that went on my little record there on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And then somebody, well, it's not even a somebody, I don't know who it is, but YouTube decided that they were going to give me a strike for a show that I did in 2021 where I did talk about the election. And apparently I didn't talk about the election in the way they want me to talk about the election. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that show was well over a year ago, right? And buried. And once I do a show, unless it's going to be, really memorable like our show will be, I tend to forget them, right? It's just like I move on. But when that happened, that was my second strike. So now I'm on strike 2. And if I get another strike in that channel's done, right? So that's why I urge people to be in the show to follow me on my website, mm-hmm. which is going to be a lot harder to knock me off of. So yeah. I was actually very surprised when I went in and said this user is not allowed to live stream. And so I have a backup channel through a different account, and I'm here and you're here and everybody else is here. So there we go. This is the world that we're living in now.
Cuckoo. I'll do my best to behave so as not to get you a third strike.
I hope you misbehave.
It's kind of my default setting.
I am not somebody that's going to throttle your free speech. Okay.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah. And this is really where I'm at, because we may not always agree on things, but it shouldn't play any role in how we disseminate information at all. And in fact, my soapbox has always been, it all needs to be on the table. Everything needs to be on the table, because if we're going to move forward as a species, whatever the species is, right, we need to have really open conversations about whatever it is we do, have done, will do, thought to have done about each other, because we're not going to move forward unless that happens. We'll be stuck in a time loop, right? And
it's the foundation of a democratic republic or a constitutional republic. We can't have that without free expression and debate and dialogue. It's insane to me that so many people don't seem to have forgotten that. I just find that so odd. Like, okay, you love injections, you love your enslavement, you love your fake news, you love your drunk leaders, but what happened to free speech?
Well, what happened to free speech and what happened to freedom, right? What happened to free speech, what happened to freedom, and what happened to truth? I have my ideas about that, but these were absolutely paramount themes. And if you go back to the 1960s, let's say 67, 68, which is probably the most volatile year in some ways of the 20th century, mm-hmm. right? What did you have? Well, you had a bunch of raging, screaming, loony lefties who were talking about the very same things we're talking about now.
Right.
Right. That's what their platform was.
Right.
And even if you looked at the so-called right and the so-called silent majority, even though they're not as vocal as they are now, that was their platform too, right? They wanted to be able to say what they wanted to say or do what they wanted to do and be left alone. So even though those two groups were disparate and disconnected, they shared a commonly held value. At that, and then all that's out the window now. It's all out the window. And you have people that are absolutely begging for their slavery, begging for it.
Yeah, they love it. They love their enslavement and their genocide and their transhumanist nonsense.
Right.